Okay, let us begin. So we're going to start with our line of action, which establishes the spine of the figure. So we're going to quickly rough this in. Let me think about this. Okay, where do we want this character? We can push it over here, in the middle. So we're going to rough our line of action. Now, this does indicate somewhat of the spine of the figure. Like I was saying. Now why I'm doing it with this pencil, by the way, is because this one is very much easier to erase, whereas this pencil, if I start with this pencil, this one's harder to erase. And the one thing I do want to warn is if you get too deep with this pencil, you cannot go back with it. So this is why this proportion grid is very important. And so now we're going to see if this will line up within our proportional grid. So we'll do from the head width, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.5, and I think that might fit on the page. I did leave a little bit of room at the top to maybe indicate a halo of sorts, which my personal hypotheses of the halo, I know a lot of people think of the halo as like the workings of the Holy Spirit, but me personally, it's interesting if you go into thinking about, okay, well, where are halos represented in the scriptures, right, or even just in the Bible and stuff like that. And for me personally, when I was reading Ezekiel 1 and I think Ezekiel 10, it mentions the 4 living creatures, and what's interesting about the living creatures is that it says something about they have like these wheels that fly in the sky, and they have all these eyes on the wheels. And my hypothesis is, how crazy would it be? Now, I don't know if those 4 living creatures are still roaming the skies and stuff like that, but how crazy would it be if the 4 living creatures and Ezekiel's vision of the wheels, what if they were giving some sort of 4 living creature spirit unto some of the believers? That's my hypothesis, though. I'm probably incorrect, but we have done some interesting Bible studies on this. Okay, so from now we're gonna go into using this pencil. By the way, we are using very simple supplies. You can shout us to Walmart. You guys could go to your local Walmart and gather all the same supplies up in here. We're using computer paper, mechanical pencils, and Crayola pencils. And so if you guys are out there, I mean, I guess depending on where you are, I know not everywhere has Walmarts. Let us begin. So since we have established our proportion grid of the head, we're gonna put in our head. Put in our line of action quickly. We are establishing that this is a female character. Somewhat controversial, I know. I guess sometimes in the age, so I don't want to. I apologize if I am offending anybody with anything I'm bringing up. But just from what I was taught, just from figure drawing and stuff, a very big indicator of if you're going to draw like a female or a male is actually the shoulder width compared to the width of the pelvis. Just because, I guess, well, it seems somewhat common sense, right? It's like, women birth children, they have the birth canal, and if we just look into the anatomy of that, that's generally why women have larger hips, is because they have the birth canal. And then there are some weird hypotheses about like the shoulders, why males have more broader shoulders. Some people have hypothesized is because we were out there hunting in the fields and stuff. We had to throw spears and stuff. But I don't know. That's just what some people have said. But take it with a grain of salt, okay? Okay, so from here we're going to establish our shoulder width I'm gonna make our, and by the way, these are called the three immovable masses. The three immovable masses are what Bridgman goes into talking about. Are very, very, very important for constructing a figure. So we have our head, we have our torso, and then if we look at the number 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, the 4 should be lining up with the pelvis of the figure. And we're going to think about the pelvis of the figure as big shapes of mass. Like if these were things of clay, right? Just simple shapes, right? These are just simple shapes of rectangles in and out of one another, right? Now, there are a variety of certain ranges that these three immovable masses can move, right? So, like, if we were to, like this, fundamentally, this can, within the spine of the figure, the spine can't go all the way like 180, right? Because there's the spine right there, right? So there are some ranges of movements, and if we figure out how these three immovable masses kind of can move and go in and out of one another, if you guys get into animation's like really big on this stuff. And also the thing about doing the proportional grid, if you guys get into animation and stuff like that, which I'm not into animation, but the thing is that with this proportional grid, you can throw this proportional grid into any perspective. So essentially, if you learn this proportion grid and you learn this three immovable masses, you essentially could draw whatever we're drawing in any single angle. And in some cases, we have become the camera now. It's very interesting. What are we watching here? Why did this come up? Why did this come up, man? Just putting on a random video. I think this is Rob Wise. I haven't watched this video in a very long time. Okay, so we're going to split this pelvis in half. And it's actually weird because I'm like, I don't know if I should be talking when I'm drawing, because now when I'm talking when I'm drawing, it's actually taking me more time to even describe things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.5. 5.5 is at the end of the kneecaps. And also I want to bring up as well is that this proportional grid is not this varies person to person, right? And this is the proportion grid that I learned from. And now who Bridgman actually did study Michelangelo. So in some sense this is like the Michelangelo kind of like proportional grid sense. But say if you were drawing like anime, right? If we were to study like a Studio Ghibli character or something like that, right? The thing is generally they actually use a different proportional grid, right? And you can kind of tell what. Wow, that was really crazy right there. That guy just did a double peg up a rail, or 180 double peg up a rail. Sorry, I got distracted. That was really crazy. Wow, this is a crazy edit. Wow, this edit was very far behind, like beyond its time, man. I'm really surprised. Like, I haven't seen this in a very long time. Holy moly, that was crazy, dude. Holy moly, dude, Rob, what? Dude, this edit right here, I feel like this edit could come out today, and I'm like, holy, dude, that was insane. Oh my goodness. Alright, wait, I'm gonna get distracted. I gotta keep focused. That's the Long Beach spot right there. Huh. Anyway, let's get back to it. 1, 2, 3, 4. What was I talking about? I lost track here. Rob Wise writing. I was like, what in the heck did that guy do? Like, that was insane. Like, I just totally lost my place with my train of thought. Okay, let's just keep focused. You guys can watch that. That guy is crazy right there. I need to stay focused drawing. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, end of the knee. What was I talking about? I totally just got lost. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.5. End of. Okay, so 7.5 would be what the foot placement would be. This is set. See this vertex? See this like kind of like line that we're kind of trying to somewhat draw this in a kind of built-in perspective, just guessing the perspective. It's not like I'm gridding everything out. Now, you can grid all the perspective out. But we're going to follow this line. Since we did this line with the knee, we're going to try and follow it with kind of maybe placing that within the next, where the foot placement would be. Okay, so from this, we're going to place... now, the thing about the shin bones, what Bridgman starts talking about... What is this thing? Something just popped up on me. McAfee. Close the window. We don't need that right now. What Bridgman was talking about the shin bones is like the shin bones are like curved, right? So it's kind of like a simple thing to remember. Also, Bridgman starts talking about something that's when you're constructing a figure like in marble, like say we were to do a marble sculpture or something like that, right? Generally, how they grid it out, and also that's the other thing. If you guys were to get into marble sculpture, they actually draw it out. So if you guys didn't know, if they take the block of marble, they grid it out like this. They draw it out on 4 sides, and then they start chipping away at it, right? Very interesting. I don't know if I should watch this because I might get in trouble. I've been trying to keep it with like older videos. Nah, it's all good. They've worked fine. Sometimes I get tripped out about watching the new videos. I'm like, I don't know if I would get in trouble or would they be cool with it? I think they'd be cool. It's just more exposure for them, right? But I apologize. Maybe I shouldn't be watching the BMX videos. What do you guys think? The only reason I'm putting this up is because I see other streamers doing that. I don't know, is that cool or not? Trans Dakota Roach, this guy's gnarly. Okay, I gotta stay focused. We're getting Dave distracted. Okay, so I remember something in Bridgman. Bridgman starts talking about like you want to construct the figure like a building. So we build the legs up, and the reason why he started talking about it is because there's something about weight, right? Like if you were to place weight on top of this figure, could this figure be weighted, balanced with what they're carrying, right? Or even just balanced within just the weight of their body, right? Something like that. I'm just rambling now. I don't even know if anybody even watches these things in terms of the drawing streams. Okay, so we've indicated some of these landmarks upon constructing this figure. Another big one that's actually very intriguing is actually the end of the pec, or I guess in modern terms, boobs or something like that. Right? But for the males and females, there is a muscle called the pectoralis muscle, and generally we would find that landmark of 1 and 2, and then that's where we would find that landmark setting up in there. That's what we're gonna do up in here. The other thing I'm trying to think about is what kind of character. We're also going to try and draw this character out as... I'm going to try and draw a bike right here, because generally I draw the bikes on the side of the figure. So today's construction of this character might be a little bit more challenging. But what's really cool about drawing these characters is it almost kind of like... I always kind of feel like... Because like it's crazy, because like if you're like a pro and stuff... I mean, actually, I don't really know too much, but I can only assume they get to pick out their geometry. And what's really cool, this is actually what got me back into drawing, right? Because I was like, oh, well, I want to draw like my own geometry of my bikes. So I just started drawing bikes, right? Because I could probably never get sponsored, because if you look at these guys are crazy, man. I'm probably never going to get to that level. But, you know, the thing is that we can draw. So when I draw the bikes, I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. I can kind of almost be like, I get to pick my own geometry like the pros are doing it. Let's see here. I don't know if I should be watching the video. Let's see here. I guess it'll be cool. Alright, I think. But I feel like I might. Well, okay. Let's see here. So, what are we doing here? Man, I don't know how you guys talk and draw at the same time. I feel like I get a little sidetracked. What was I talking about? Okay, yeah. So we're getting into the landmark of the pectoralis. Let's actually just find if the bike's even going to fit in this character correctly. First off, we're going to place a, I think, what is that called? A vertices angle? I don't know what axis that is. What is that? That's, I don't know what it's called. Some sort of axis thing. Meet me at the crossroads, right? Cross right there. Meet me at the crossroads. Okay, let's place this next. We're going to try and figure out the width of the wheel. So let's see here. And then generally how I've been trying to draw the bikes is I go one circle, two circle, a little less than two. It's actually, if you see the geometry of the bicycle or a BMX bike in general, it's actually not exactly, we actually did draw a schematic out on how to draw BMX bikes. And what we figured out is that it's actually not exactly three, because if you notice, if we start getting more into drawing, a lot of artists actually, tend to think about things as the simplest shapes, right? It seems simple. It seems, obvious, like, oh, there's a circle, and this is a rectangle, and this is a rectangle, and then this is a circle or something like that, right? But if we can figure out these simple proportional things, it makes it just easier to draw, right? Now, the thing is that this is how I was taught, right? If you guys see some of these artists don't even do this, by the way. Some artists have drawn so much that they do all this in their mind. They don't even need to do all this stuff. They could just go, and they just don't even need to do all this stuff. I personally just do this stuff because it keeps me on track, and it kind of keeps me like, okay, we have a schematic. We understand that this muscle group's right here. This muscle's going in and out of that one, and I understand that that's why it's working that way, right? Or like, say, take for example, we're gonna like cut this in half, cut this wheel in half, and we're going to cut that in half, and we can find that little cross right there, and make a little circle right there, and then it's almost another circle right there, and that will be the end of the bike. And hopefully that will fit in there. Something like that, right? Let's see here. What are we going to draw up in here? Let's see here. Intriguing. Interesting. Welcome, travelers, to this is actually going to be an interesting character. Let me think about this. The other thing that's very hard, I actually think one of the most challenging parts about drawing the figure is actually the arms. Now, why the arms are so challenging is because there's so many angles. I mean, what do you want? You gonna do the T sign, just like, what is he gonna be holding something? I really don't know, right? So now this is where it becomes challenging, travelers. What sort of character are we trying to design here? So 1, 2, end of the pec. The collarbone. We have the end of the rib cage. We have the pelvis. What muscle is that called? Oblique. Is that what it's called? I think this might be oblique into the gluteus maximus. I know there's a muscle right there within the thigh. What muscle's that? I forgot what it's called, but it's a muscle. I know it's some sort of muscle right up in there. So we're going to do the deltoid. We're going to arc it, find the next deltoid over there, go into the bicep, tricep, slight tricep, because that chick's been working out her triceps, right? Forearm muscle. Now, I will say I don't know the proportion grid of where the end of the forearm and the, I guess just the arms in general, so sometimes I just guess it out. Just do a little sword, and then we'll do the Bible right there. Something like that. That look okay? I look okay, that look weird, man. Huh. How are we going to do the shield of faith? I'm trying to think about how we're going to... I guess we could just do the shield on the other hand. Let's go with this. We're going to arc it. See how this is the end of the elbow? Arc it right here. Find that arc right there. I know what type of shield should we have. Should we have a kite shield or should we have a round shield? I think the kite shield was actually meant for mounted characters, but I can't remember. Let's 3D it out like graffiti. And now this is actually the cool thing about learning graffiti, is that it does kind of make your marks kind of like, does kind of make you have to think about your marks before you make them. A little bit, I guess. Not really completely, but... Okay, so we're going to have to try and make a breastplate of righteousness, belt of truth, boots of the gospel of peace. How are we going to do this? How are we gonna do this? I think we need some new music, huh? Okay, let's see here. I do want to put a little leaf bag. I love the leaf bags are just so fun to draw, in my honest opinion. Leaf bag. I do kind of want to, let's do, We have been doing that same little armor piece right there. Huh. What do you think of this? Let's see here. Should we put like knee pads on it? Or should we just use shin pads? Okay, so we're going to have the Helmet of Salvation, which I guess that will be the halo. Breastplate of Righteousness, Belt of Truth, Boots of the Gospel of Peace. I'm going to put a peace sign right there. Shield of Faith, Sword of the Spirit, which is the Word of God. And I'm trying not to promote violence, so we're going to put the peace sign right there. Going to be the Word of God is going to be right here, so people don't get tripped out. Could do a Bible verse right here. Now let's watch the Olympic stuff. Putting on the Olympic stuff. I like the Olympic stuff because it's readily available to the masses. The masses always understand. Oh, the Olympics. I understand that. And there's like gnarly Olympic women racing BMX. Which I'm wondering. There's World Cup. 11 years ago. Wow, this was a very long one, a long time ago. Women's BMX. These chicks are gnarly, dude. Because it's really little right now, that little screen, but these jumps are ginormous, bro. I would never even hit them. I mean, maybe if I would have kept with racing when I was a little kid, but you show me those jumps now, I'm like, oh, I'm turning away. Those things are scary. Like, they do it so fast that sometimes they don't look as big as they are. But if you look at Olympic jumps, they're ginormous, dude. Like, it's crazy. Craziness. Okay, let's see here. Oh, yeah, do this. I need to figure out this bike real quick. Oops, darn, I messed that up. There's the head tube right there. Then the stem's right there, and then I'm trying to draw I want to draw like a racing bike. So stems would be the head tube. Split that in half. That is the bottom bracket. I think I got that wrong. Darn it. This is really hard. That's why I don't draw bikes like this, because it's just hard. Interesting. Let's see, what am I doing here? I want to put like a little wing right there, but I don't know. Should we just keep it simple, or should we just go for it? I kind of want to like maybe even put like some studded armor. Just like, I don't know. Should I do some studs? Maybe she's like part goth or something. Just subtly do. Maybe, I don't know. There's so many armor designs you could just do. Sometimes it's a little overwhelming. I messed that up, didn't I? I did mess that up. It shouldn't go up that far. These vertices go over here. It's actually kind of weird. This actually just reminds me of like the whole graffiti thing. You know, like little bookmarkers in here. Doesn't really look like bookmarkers, huh? I probably shouldn't do. That's what those little things. I guess that makes it look weird, huh? Another one of those things are supposed to be okay. Hopefully. I'm doing a great job, but I guess we can attempt to. Welcome to the biscuit factory. I kind of want to put a pupil in it. Oh my goodness, that's so gnarly. The pupils are so hard. I don't know about that. That look lopsided. Beat song, I'm getting a little tired. Let's see here. And I just listen to the same songs over and over. See a little bit of the pelvis, right? Yeah, we would. How is this gonna be? Let me think about this. Let's see, because we got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is at the end of the pelvis. It's in a 3-quarter pose. Now see, this is interesting because I always like put a tabard right here, but now I'm thinking that, well, she's on the bike, so there's no way you'd have that because it would just get caught up right in there. And so now these are some weird things. So I actually do, if you guys haven't noticed, I put tabards on a lot of my characters because it's just really easy. You know, you don't have to draw any of this stuff. You just go whoosh, 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 and you just don't have to draw all that stuff. But now I have to actually think about this because now, how am I going to figure out this problem? Circle thing. Like, what if we took that? And where do we put the peace sign? Because this, we should be for peace. Boots of the Gospel of Peace. How are we gonna do this? Let's see. I'm confused, everybody. What am I doing right here? Let's just do this. No video then. Oh, it disconnected again. That's weird. Huh. Sorry, everybody. Hopefully, I think I kind of throttled the internet a little bit, so I'm going to have to try and just kind of push it, tone it back down a little bit. Okay, let's slowly put the music back on. Is that going to throttle the internet, or is that going to drop me? Oh, you know what? This is probably on high definition. No, it's on low definition. Maybe we won't watch the video. I'm gonna just keep going because I need to get this done. Maybe I'll put the peace sign like right there. That work? I don't know. Trying to add the peace sign. Maybe I shouldn't add the peace sign, but then it's also like, how do I distinguish that from like the you know, how do I like symbolize that we're supposed to be for peace, you know, like something like that. Let's see, we could put no, man. Go back to YouTube. Go back to YouTube. Hopefully it doesn't disconnect me. Or some flatline BMX. Or let's actually watch BMX or Bike 101. BMX 101. BMX 101 tricks. I always like watching this. Good old 80s, man. Or is this going to throttle my internet? Oh, you know what? Maybe it's this. Maybe I have to lower the quality. It is on low quality. That is all not working. Come on. This character's kind of weird, huh? Yeah, well, we tried. We tried, I guess that's what matters. The bar is going to be right there. I guess, should have worked on these hands more. Kind of messed that up, didn't I? It's kind of, yeah, that anatomy doesn't work right there. Okay, so I'm actually messing something up right here. We have the deltoid, bicep. Yes, yeah, maybe I messed up something right there, man, darn. It's because it's in that foreground. It's in that foreground. That's why I'm messing it up, because I don't know that perspective very good. We don't know this perspective very good. Oh, dude, that's so crazy. That's Dave Norrie. Bro, that dude's still riding. What in the world? Holy moly, that's crazy. That dude in this video,
I don't know how to respond to that.
What the heck? My elbow hit my phone. That's insane. I didn't know Dave Norrie was in this video. I'm actually wondering how many people have quit riding. Because, man, Dave Norrie still rides. That's insane. Holy moly. That dude's a freaking warrior, man. Riding after all these years, dude. You crazy, man. Hopefully I'm still riding while I'm like, how old is that dude? That dude has to be like, I don't know how old Dave is. Because I know this video is what, 1988? So if he's still riding now, oh my, I don't know what age he would be, but. Okay, so let's see here. Now there's actually different shield handles. There's the one that you hold right here, or there's the one right here. I think it would have the wrist one because then you could still hold the grip, right? Because there is that handle where it's like that. It's kind of like a bike grip thing, but it's like right there. I think we're going to do this one. It's like the wrist strap. Oops, I messed that up. That looks janky, but that doesn't look right, but oh well. Something like that. I don't know. Okay, so this is going to be the hard part. Huh. Doo-doo-doo. Eternal error occurred. How much time do we have? We have about like an hour left, so I think we're making good time. Okay, what am I doing here? It's actually very, see, that is actually very hard look because I made this a plate, but then what is that right there? Some sort of weird. The boomerang. That trick is hard, man. What was that? That was weird. There's some of these tricks I still can't even do. What in the world was that? What is that? A biscuit? What in the world is that thing? I've never heard anybody say that. A biscuit? What in the world? Dude, some of these names of these tricks, I'm like, what were these people on? Like, I would never have called that trick a biscuit. I don't know what these guys are on, but we're actually gonna have these custom sect forks, race edition. That's how you make it a sect fork, everybody, right there. See that little thing right there? It's a good design. It's very sleek. I wonder if anybody would catch that. They're like, wait a minute, that fork looks kind of familiar. What offset is this? She actually looks like she's running. Man, that's actually not. That'd probably be. It's not 0 because 0 would be right there. That would be like 5, 7-ish. I don't know. It definitely is not 25 because 25 would be like right there. Now what's weird about the new race bikes is it seems like they have like some sort of mountain bike head tube thing. They're running some sort of weird, I don't know what they're running about. I'm going to be honest, I haven't been racing since I was a little kid, but they did not have that when I was a little kid. They had like, they're running like this mountain bike oversized head tube. Not all of them, but some of them are running that. Okay, so this area is going to be very challenging. Look at all this. I'm going to have to... The wheels are probably the hardest thing to draw on bikes. If you guys get into drawing ellipses, oh my goodness. Bro, there was actually a time when we were doing some studies on how to draw ellipses in perspective. If you guys want to have a headache It seems like the simplest thing. Oh, just draw an ellipse in perspective. It's one of the most headache-gul things to draw because you have to like push it into perspective. You have to do this square thing, and then you have to half the square. But also what makes it really, really hard is how do you make a perfect square in perspective? There is a formula to draw a perfect square in perspective, and that is what makes drawing perfect oval, or what is it called? Spheres, not spheres, but oval things. Ellipses in perspective. Very challenging. And I think that is why when I draw the wheels, I just kind of just draw like I don't draw the rim and stuff because it's just so hard to get it even. Oh darn, I just messed it up right there. And see, that's what happens. I think I breathed and I went. Eepa. And I just messed it up again. And I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just guessing right now. Fudge. That looks... Man, the ovals are hard. I don't know. We're just gonna wing it. I like messed it up right there, but it's okay. We're just gonna take it. I don't wanna. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so from here, we at least know some new geometries. So we're gonna do the oval right here for the chain sprocket thing. I messed up that right there, darn it. Let's do. Okay, so here, this is actually a big one. Dang, that trick is crazy. That is a very rare trick to see. Someone doing a double can to fakie. I haven't even seen anybody do that. And I'm going to be honest, this is the only video I've ever seen anybody do that. Double can to fakie, just like 5-foot air out on like a 12-foot vert ramp? That is insanity. Some of these guys are crazy, man. Like, it's kind of funny because some of these tricks look so cheesy, right? But like, when you actually like think about what they did, you're like, holy moly, that dude was freaking just sending it, man. It's kind of funny. Okay, what are we doing? Okay, so we're taking this head tube angle. Now I actually made this head tube a little too small, I think. Put a little headset right there. Oh, I messed that up. Huh. It's too close to this tire, isn't it? Huh. I think it is too close to the tire, isn't it? How am I gonna do this? Let's see. I messed that up. Oh, it's because it's pushed in that perspective. That's why it makes it so weird. Okay, so I was like, why is it like that? But it should be. Yeah, because if it's like, oh, that's what I messed up. Look at that. I messed. Because if it's like this, if it's on that axis, then that needs to be on that. I messed that up. Look at that. It's supposed to be right here. Like that, like this, like that. Actually, I'm confused now. Man, this is why I don't like doing mechanical design, because it's like, I'm like, what in the world am I... Because now this top tube looks funky to me. Oh, we're just gonna oh well, let's just send it. Huh. Does that make sense? I don't know if that's right. don't think that is. Huh. I messed something up. Darn, oh well, screw it. I don't got time to fix it. Something like that, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, what's all those lines look so sketchy. I'll redo it. You can tell when I start hesitating because I'm like, and I start like, okay, let's redo it again. I knew this part was going to be hard. Okay, so we have this. This is the bottom bracket. This would be the seat tube. Connects into the bottom bracket. See, I messed up that right there. It's all weird. Now, it's actually interesting. Now, I say this every time I draw a bike, but what's actually really weird is actually on one of Scotty Kramer's videos, which I actually figured this, I found that out from one of Scotty's videos. I think because he was talking about Mike Laird. I think it was a Mike Laird video, because he got a custom tie frame from Mike Laird. But it's interesting because what Mike Laird was saying is he actually builds his bike off of this right here. You know, it's actually weird if you were to weld a frame. I never actually knew that that's how they started it. You start out right here, and then you get this angle, and then you have that one. And then what's weird is they have like this weird contraption device where it's like this, see, like that. Then you put the tube on it like that, and then it's like pivoted right here, and you can pivot to like, okay, what do you want? Do you want this angle? And then it's the same with that one. So say you wanted like a 74 degree head tube or like a 76 degree head tube, it goes, and you can like, and then you clamp it down, and then you weld it like that. Pretty cool. I know the Colt bikes actually put a gusset right there. Actually, I think they put a gusset on the bottom one too. Now it's actually interesting because if you see the gusset that they actually use like a circle gusset, and it's actually weird because how would you draw that? Because it actually looks something like that or something. It's weird. I wonder why they use that one. Maybe it's some sort of strengthening thing. Because I wonder if you change that shape, I wonder if it changes some sort of like, maybe how that bends or something. I don't know why they use that shape. It just looks cool. Oh man, this is gonna be a very challenging part. That's why I try. Okay, let's see here. Goes down. Okay, let's work on. Racers don't run that head. Racers don't run. Oh, darn it, I messed it up. Racers don't run little head. I guess I don't have to make it perfect, but it's like, I do know racers don't run. I think racers run actually, what, 50? I think they run like 52 or something. This looks like it would be. What stem would that? That would be like what, a 35? No, that looks smaller than a 35. That would probably that looks like a 35 millimeter stem right there. Who knows? Maybe she's a pegless flatlander. Maybe that's the lore of this chick. She's just a gnarly pegless flatlander. Shout outs to the pegless flatlanders out there. You guys are insane. Oops, I messed that up. I mean, I might as well just put flatland bars on here. Nah. The grip ride. Okay. What side would the brake be on? Oh yeah, this is the back brake right here. That's kind of strange, huh? Should we put a brake? Yeah. I've always liked drawn brakes, so we're just gonna go for it. Let's just send it. Actually, let me do this one real quick, just so I don't. I think I messed that up. Fudge. Darn it. Oh well, screw it. Let's just go for it. Now, I do know what some artists would do. It's actually very challenging to do. But on the foreground, what they would do, they would actually press a little bit harder and make some of those lines a little bit thicker and kind of like bring it up a little bit. I'm not very good at that, but there are some really, really gnarly inkers. And if you look really, really close, because sometimes like they do these really subtle things, right? And you're like, how did they make that look like it kind of like kind of went in the foreground, right? And sometimes that is one way you could do it. You can press down a little bit harder and use a little bit more bolder line to kind of indicate that it's kind of like raised up or something like that. Something like that, I don't know. You look at it, they do that sometimes depending on the artist. There's always different ways to go about figuring out problems though. Bars are strange. What's actually very hard about bars is how to make them like even. Because you know, it's like, especially because this is like this, how do you make that even? I just guess honestly, but there is, if you study perspective, there is a mathematical way you can figure that out, but we're just guessing. We don't got the time to do that. But if you're a mechanical designer, you probably know how to do it. You're like, you're doing it wrong. Shout out to mechanical designers out there. You guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. Oh, those bars look weird. Those are some weird bars, man. Those are some funky bars right there. Now, the brake cable length is a pretty interesting one to do. I'm kind of nervous. We're nervous. There we go. Oopa. Oh, I made a tangent right there. Oh, well, we're not going back. That's a tangent right there. See how there's that line and it's intersecting with that one? Some artists are really, they don't like that. Put a zip tie right there. I don't know what this thing is called. What is that thing called? That's where the cable goes in, and then we have the straddle cable. It actually goes out, and then the straddle cable goes around the seat tube, and I actually just messed that up. Darn it. I literally just said it ran around the seat tube, and I just messed it up right there. Oh, man. Oh, man, I knew this part was going to be very hard. Look at how challenging. This is why I don't draw bikes right here, by the way, because, oh my goodness, now I have to draw the leg behind it, and I have to match that armor behind this one. That is a very challenging area. Put a new BMX video on. Very challenging area right there. Let's put a cross on the stem. I guess it's maybe the custom salvation or redemption stem. A little Easter egg right there. Like, wait a minute, is that a little cross in there? What in the world? You can go back to the breadcrumbs. Hopefully you can figure it out. Okay, let's draw some of these cranks. Now, it's actually weird about the racing bike cranks. If you look at them, they're like really thick, and I understand why. Maybe because they're putting so much torque on it that they do it like that, but wow, that's so weird. It actually has one of those. Oh, you know what? There was a frame like that. There was actually a Chase Going frame, I'm pretty sure, and they dropped this bottom bracket down, and instead of, I don't know, it was weird. I wonder how they welded that. I remember that there was a frame like that. Okay, let's see. Bring this out. Should be. That's actually another challenge, I think, making this even. And then now it's weird because now I have to draw it right the next pedal. That or something. Man, bikes are weird to draw. Because now it's hitting her leg. Oh, I guess it would kind of be hitting her leg. Maybe it, oh darn, huh? Interesting. Something like that, I don't know. I'm just rambling. How much time we got left? Oh my goodness, I gotta speed this up. I knew this one was gonna be challenging. I haven't drawn a bike in the middle of the character in a while. Okay, let's see here. Let's draw the seat. Race seat. Let's try and draw this. Or actually, I'm gonna have to draw this. Actually, yeah, I'm actually gonna have to draw that. Okay, now we do the graffiti thing. See this thing right here? Now how do we replicate it behind here? Now this is going to get kind of confused. I guess not that hard, but it's definitely like, okay, so we just follow this line, or something like that. Like this. What about this thing? Okay, so we see this little nub thing. We're going to do a nub right over here. Go down, it goes swoop over down, up in there. And I messed that up kind of, but we're going to just go with it. We're going to put a little bit of straps right here. Now you actually can't see the straps right there. Maybe you would be able to see it just a little bit. 1, 2. Let's roll our proportion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.5. End of the kneecap. Okay. So that means, and then something like that. This little flange. Let's do it. Oh, I actually messed that up. Got a couple strings right there. Alright, that was not bad. Okay, now about the shield. This is a kite shield. So let's just kind of see what it would look like. Oh, that would actually... Oh, I actually got that wrong. Actually has to kind of curve a little bit more. Oops. Wow, that part was really weird. Nothing like that, I don't even know what I'm doing. Man, this part is really weird. How would I draw that? How do you draw freaking... Man, what does that look like? I don't even remember, like... Oh, screw it, let's just go for it. Oh yeah, there's like a gusset. No, it's not a gusset, what's it called? They like weld it right there. Let's just wing it. We're winging it. Looks something like that. Now I'm going to try and do this a little bit lighter because this should be more in the foreground. That looks sketchy, but something like that, I don't know. I know some people are going to be like, why is this chick so scantily clad? I guess we're going to just indicate that she's wearing some gnarly chainmail. So we're just going to put a little bit of chainmail up in there. I think that's how you could wait, just I wonder how the chainmail would go up in there, though. What are we doing here? That's so easy. Darn, I'm running out of time. Oh, fudge. Huh. Oops. Oh, man. I didn't know what I'm doing New song. Maybe I should do like bigger chainmail things. Actually, I think I should do this cross a little bit gnarlier too. Doesn't really, can't really like tell. There we go. Put a couple. This one's sketchy. I'm gonna put spirit in there so people don't get all tripped out. Like, are you promoting violence? That's what I don't get. It's like people play these video games and then when I draw a character like this, they think I'm promoting violence. I'm like, what in the world, bro? Like, so I'm gonna put spirit up in here. I guess that's why it's harder for other companies to like just put a cross into something, because then they'd be like, well, why are you killing people then? Maybe that's why they don't do it. I don't know. Spear. How do you spell spirit? I don't even know how to spell that. How do you spell spirit? What in the world? Spirit. S-P-I-R. Oops. Oopsies. Sorry. There we go. Just very vaguely. It's supposed to be the sword of the Spirit, which is the Word of God. We're supposed to be for peace, everybody. We're supposed to be peacemakers, everybody. We should be loving our enemies, not killing them. I know, it sounds crazy, right? But like a wood shield. I think there's a little bit of a ridge I missed right here. Right, because of the... Yeah, there would be a little bit of a ridge right there. Oh, that looks gnarly. Man, see that? Just that little indication of that perspective? Just so subtle. But now I actually messed it up right there. That's going to be very challenging to... Man, that little indication, bro. That one is very weird because you can like really indicate how that box was in that perspective right there. Something like that. Maybe we're gonna do... Oops. Let's see here. What BMX video should we watch? Why is this not in the frame? Oh, let's watch Sentinel. Sentinel's gnarly. This guy's crazy. This guy's actually inspired me with some of my tricks. Look at this right here. That is one of the guys that inspired. He does a 180 out of it. Gee, holy, well, this guy's crazy. It's crazy because I have tried to learn some of his combos. And I'm like, holy moly, dude, this dude. Some of these combos took him years to learn. This one's pretty crazy because he does a fire whip out of this. Let's see. I want to count how many fire whips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What was a sixer? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Jesus, this dude did a 11 fire whip. You know how long that takes? Oh my goodness, this guy's crazy. Like, that's the funny thing is I feel like people don't realize how, dude, to do that, man, I've only gone to 7. And it's taken me 3 years to get to 7, so it's like, holy moly, what is this dude on? This dude must be mysterious. Mysterious. Okay, what do I do in here? Let's just do reverse and then we'll call it a day. Oh, should we put an animal in here? Ooh, watch it now. Let's see here. Let's see here. Oh, it's this one. Some Trevor Meyer. Hello, Watson, Trevor Meyer. This guy's actually a really gnarly believer. Shout out to Trevor Meyer, and this dude's still riding. He won like 4 or 5 X Games, so I think he has like a little bike ministry thing going too. So shout out to Trevor Meyer, gnarly individual. You a gnarly dude, man. What up, Funky Mold? You doing good, man? Hope you guys are doing good. Oh, my hand hurts. Actually, I don't know if I want to put a little animal right here, or should I put a little animal? You doing okay? Good, man. Glad to hear you're doing okay, man. I hope you guys are trying your best and trying to have fun. Should I put that thing in there? I feel like that's gonna make it really cheesy, but screw it. We need more chicks riding BMX, so I'm just gonna put a little animal. Chicks like little furry animals, so. Oh, it's Dave Smith. That dude's a believer too. That dude's giving glory to God. He's actually one of the few. This dude right here. He's one of the few that actually would, in his edit, in a couple of his edits, he actually gives thanks to God and stuff. Shout out to Dave Smith. Little monkey. Looks weird, actually. Supposed to be a little squirrel, but it's actually really weird about squirrels. They actually dry mushrooms out. You guys know that? They have been known to dry mushrooms up in the trees. I found fascinating. Welcome, travelers, to Bible BMX Adventures. Where you can play this game as well with just a couple of colored pencils and some computer paper and a Bible. And you can play this game as well. Yeah, I think this foot's a little on. It's kind of like, well, I guess it is kind of in the foreground, but I do feel like it's. Oh my god, I'm running out of time. I gotta freaking work on it. Wait, did I get that report? Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7. I think that's why. It's because it's supposed to be a little bit more up or something. There we go, looks a little bit more tame. Let's these guys. The only bike company that's ever hooked it up. You guys can follow the breadcrumbs. What is that, huh? What in the world? What do you got up in here? The only company that's looked me up, anyway. Now, I have had many friends that ride for companies that have given me parts, but in terms of an actual company, out of all of them, this is the only one that has, for me anyway. So, I'm going to give them a little shout out. That's hilarious. And then I asked God, I'm like, out of all the companies, God, this one, huh? Oh, not a trip. Alright, I'm cool with it, but Look at that guy. Dude, Trevor Meyer did a bike flip in 1990 something, bro. That trick is so hard, man. Like, he makes it look easy, but it's like really, really, really hard. Is this it right here? I think this might be. Look at it. Look at it. Dude, look at that. It looks really easy how he did it, but if you go out and try that, oh my goodness, that thing is so hard. And it's crazy because he did that like way long ago. How's it Trevor Meyer? That dude's a gnarly believer too. And it's crazy because he's actually still riding. This guy right here. This guy's still riding. To this day, he's riding. And he's won 4 X Games. That's crazy. That's Trevor Meyer. I think he has an interview too. He does have this weird interview, like some Christian interview. It's kind of interesting. I think he says a verse. He says a verse. He brought up a verse. What verse did he bring up? He brought up, I am the way, the truth, and the life. I think that's what he brought up. I might be wrong. I think that's the verse he brought up in his Christian interview. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except... Something like that? That might not be the verse. Maybe it was a different verse. I think that was a grain of salt, but I'm pretty sure it was that one. You know, look up, actually put some hair right here. Think about it. Guess we'll write a verse right here. Give the glory to the Lord. It's like, that's what I want to ask the Lord. It's like, do you really want me to full go on? Because it really ain't that hard to write a verse and things. I mean, it's even easier now. You can just copy and paste it. Imagine just copy and pasting a verse. I mean, how hard is that? Like, it really, like, I don't know. If I could ask one question to the Lord, it's like, how far on the spectrum do you want us to be on fire for you? Do you want us to be full on, like, just no holds barred? We're just gonna go full in, or are we just gonna go in the middle? Or are we gonna go kind of just doing it a little bit? That's what I'm wondering. It's funny. All right, Ephesians 6. Let's see here. Which verse should we write up in here? And I guess I could write a pretty long one. Therefore, take up the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, having done all to stand firm. Stand therefore, having fastened on the belt of truth, having put on the breastplate of righteousness, and as shoes for your feet, having put on the readiness given by the gospel of peace. In all circumstances, take up the shield of faith, with which you can extinguish all the flaming darts of the evil one. Take up the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. I mean, I'm pretty sure I could actually probably write the entire thing, because we have a lot of room right there. Let's see how far we could get. I wonder if I could put this up on here. Okay, let's see if we can do this fast. I write on a slant. I don't know why, but I wonder, do any of you guys write at a slant like that? I always wanted a handwritten Bible. You guys have one of those? That'd be gnarly. What if the robots just take over society and people just go back into the olden times? They're like, we're gonna write our own Bibles now. That'd be hilarious. Because it's so crazy that you can just copy and paste just whoop, the entire Bible. I bet just one, probably in a couple seconds, just copy, paste, boom, print it out. Print thousands of them out. Well, I guess that's kind of cool because you could spread the gospel probably faster. But sometimes I do like to think about the people in the past that would have to handwrite everything because it takes so long. And I have to make sure I'm spelling everything right. Therefore, take up the horn, our God. Now the second line is very important because this is going to kind of give us the spacing. And sometimes I can mess it up and sometimes it's frustrating, but oh wait, let's see here. Someone said something. It wasn't just my own thoughts. Someone's actually in here. By the way, I have the viewer count. I like to turn the viewer count off, so I don't even know if anybody's even watching these things. There's beauty in doing stuff that takes longer, though, teaches us. Also, hi, do you remember? I actually do remember. Are you from Zelda the Hobbit stream? Or is that somebody else? I think that's right. I have seen your name. I might be wrong now. That you may. Let's see. I don't know. I'm gonna be real though. I have never met a single person that has a handwritten Bible. I've never even seen a handwritten Bible in person. Now, I actually have seen some on the internet, but yeah, it's crazy that used to be a profession. That literally used to be like someone's job. Like they used to literally handwrite an entire Bible. Like that's pretty crazy. Some people don't remember me, and it doesn't feel nice. I feel like your name is pretty rememberable. Jim Bim. That you may be, where am I at? Able. By the way, I just totally messed that up. By the way, I write in all caps. Which I don't know if that's good. Is that bad? Able. Where am I at? Able to withstand. You remember me? Yeah, I feel bad because like I don't hop into people's streams as much as I should. I've been trying to like I need to get into like hopping into more people's streams. I generally watch their VODs, right? Because generally the thing is a lot of people stream when I'm streaming, right? And the thing is I'm just so focused and I feel bad because I'm like, oh man, like I wish I could watch your guys' streams, but like streaming too, so. Withstand. Wait, did I write it all? Therefore, take up the whole armor of God that you may be able to withstand in the evil day. The evil day. And having done all to stand firm. Trying not to misspell anything. Done all to stand firm. And I missed some commas, I think. It's weird, there's one after all, that's odd. And after day, okay, I got that one. I have comic book writing. I used to not write in all caps. I don't know if I could write it all in. I'm kind of running out of time up in here. I might have to just write that one. But it kind of looks so. It kind of looks a little barren now. Darn this. For some reason, this piece took a long time. It's because this bicycle is hard. It's hard to do. Oh well, maybe I'm just gonna have to just keep writing it. I don't know, I guess I could just keep going past it, honestly, but I have to write a lot more. I don't know, how many can I fit in there? 1, 2... I don't know if I could even fit it all in there. So if that one took that much... Okay, so that's the second one, probably. Third one, fourth, and fifth. Wow, it would be like all the way down here. Do I ever color these? I actually don't. I used to paint. I used to actually be really into painting, but then like the thing is for me personally, I got like burnt out of painting because it's just like it took me so long to paint. I'm putting another cross right here. Oh, I forgot. You know what? Actually, just because you said that, now I remember that you said that. Yeah. I kind of want to like put just like a floating cross or something right here. What do you think about that? Huh? Yeah, let's just put Ephesians 6. I'm just going to write that right now up on there. Oh, and I just dropped that pencil. Ephesians 6. Ephesians 6:13. Do you stream, Jim? Because I've been trying to, there's actually been some like Christian artists that have been kind of popping up into the scene of streaming lately. And I've been kind of wondering, it would be cool to like gather us all together. You know, gather us all together and kind of like do something. Sometimes I have to give you a follow. I wonder if I just click on your name. Oh, I'm not even following you, bro. There you go, man. How do I close that? There we go. Not bad, bro. I ain't even following you, man. I got you covered now, bro. I kind of want to like just draw a cross up in here or something. Just because I don't know what else to put right there. I'm new. I've only streamed like 5 or 6 times. Need to work on consistency. Haven't drawn on stream yet, but could. Yeah, there's many different ways to stream. You know, it's the other thing is you don't have to do really long streams, right? There's some people that you could even just stream for a minute. You know, that's the thing that people don't realize. I don't know if you know this either, Jim, but you can also save all your streams. So you have to do it on the computer, right? But if you have your stream manager, you just have to make it a highlight. A lot of people don't really know that. Oh, okay, let's see. I have them downloaded to my PC. Didn't know you could just save the whole thing there. Yeah, you can also download them as well. But the cool thing is you know you can make it into smaller form content if you want to post on like TikTok or Instagram or YouTube. You can also connect your YouTube and just very quickly export them to your YouTube channel. Just really interesting. I'm like, what in the world they do that? That's crazy. Hashtag perspective. Yeah, I'm kind of just now I'm kind of guessing the guesstimation of the perspective. I'm gonna kind of try and do something like I did yesterday. The cross is growing. And hopefully we can all be part of the cross. Oops, I messed that up kind of well. I've been downloading them with the intent to eventually upload them to YouTube. You can just upload them from Twitch. Yeah, you have to connect your YouTube channel to your Twitch though. That's the thing. Let us bear fruit for the Lord. I don't really know about that. I've never really done a thing like this right now. But Yeah. Oh no. They don't auto upload. You can set them to private. If you did want them to go in, you can do it that way as well. That look weird. That looks weird. Maybe I should not do that. Oh, I guess that's too late now, but that's what I kind of like about using these colored pencils. It does kind of just like, all right, well, you just got to send it. I mean, I already kind of did it. It's weird. I've never done a piece like this because now it's like bringing in the graffiti thing I did yesterday. Let us bear across everybody. Hopefully we can bear fruit for the Lord. You know, there is that one verse. You know that one weird verse that goes, oh wait, do you, it goes like something like every branch in me that bears no fruit, he pruneth. I don't know what verse that is, like John something. Hey, do you have chapter verse, Jim, on your, you know, like the chapter verse where like people put the verses and stuff like that? Because if you want to join it, you can put exclamation join if you want the chapter verse on your thing. Join channel. If you type this on mine, you probably already have it, right? The chapter verse thing. Just quickly sign it. I'm just going to sign it with the green. I don't want to sign it with the... pencil today. Or this is a pencil, but... Oh, you always have to rejoin? I guess I could put a little seed right here because that would go into Luke 8:11. Let me type that in actually in the chat. Let's see if it actually works on mine. It should work. Luke 8:11. And the parable is just the seed is the word of God. And by the way, if anybody's watching these streams, you could copy everything I'm doing. I don't even care. If you guys want to just copy this as an exact character, you guys can. As long, here's the stipulation though. As long as you give glory to the Lord. So, that's the stipulation, okay? Exactly, do everything I'm doing right here. The rule is, for me personally, you just gotta give glory to the Lord. Somehow. Even if it's just a little Bible and a little seed or something like that. You don't gotta go all like put in a big cross or something in it. Oh, okay, interesting. Okay, it leaves when you haven't streamed in a while. How'd I learn to draw? From a lot of experimentation. If you I actually do up on the thing, I do have my Instagram. It says Drawing and Painting Instagram. You can actually go down to my very first post, and that's when I drew. I have some posts that when I was like 14 years old, like 13, 14 years old. And you could see all the experiments that I've done to get to, I guess, this point in time. But I learned to draw from a lot of people, so many people, so many I probably can't even name them all. Conceptart.org. I was part of conceptart.org. Some people that worked for MTG and stuff like that, and Blizzard. Some of those guys. Okay, I'm gonna put it on the wood thing. Let's see, are we done here? Because I'm kind of trying to get going here. Really. Mark Corelli. It's interesting. He does make the YouTube videos. I do know who you're talking about, because that guy has a very. I know who you're talking about. He does the manga comic, right? Man, I haven't heard that name in a very long time. I think that's that guy, right? I might be wrong. But I have seen some of his videos. I have gotten a lot of inspiration from LaShawn Thomas. That's actually one of the reasons why I started using some of these materials, is because of LaShawn Thomas. He animated the Boondocks. Yeah, okay, yeah. Wow, it's so interesting that I would even remember that name. But yeah, I have watched some of his videos. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm using this wood thing. See how I have that right there? These things, it kind of like, like a hide. You know how they splay the hide? I like to do it like that, so it kind of like, you can take a better picture of it. Wow, he still makes videos. Crazy. Interesting. Let's see if I get a good little thumbnail up in here. Guess that's going to be the thumbnail for today. Alright, I got to 6 hours. I was trying not to get to 6 hours. I mean, I guess we got into Ephesians 6:13, so that kind of. Now the thing is, I actually used to ink these drawings. Like I actually have one right here. I used to ink these drawings out on stream, right? Problem was, I started getting really frustrated. I'll be back with another real one real soon. He'd say that. That's funny. This one was fun. It was kind of stressful. This bike was hard to do. I normally, if you notice a lot of the characters that I do, I actually don't draw the bike right in the middle, because it's so hard, because you have to proportion it right. Because if I just drew this character, I could just put the bike on the side, and it just makes it way easier. But I guess what's cool about putting the bike in the middle is then I could put something right here. I guess we put that little cross or something. And I guess I could just keep drawing, since I was trying not to get to 6 hours, but now since I'm past 6 hours, okay, that's cool. I feel like every style has, every style, there's a way we can honor the Lord, I think. Even if it's abstract, right? Because, even if we did an abstract piece, how hard is it just to do a line like a cross, see this little cross right here? I would even be cool. I think even if you did a completely abstract piece, you put a little cross in the corner, bro, that'd be awesome. Because that's actually the funny thing, is when I was a kid, my friend used to tell me, oh, I should put a little cross on, in the night or something like that. And I wasn't even a believer at the time. And now look at me. I've been trying to glorify the Lord. It's easier said than done, right? Sometimes it's like cringy. I'm trying to get a good thumbnail up in here. Oops. Trying to even it out. Actually, I need to push this out one more notch. There. I mean, how cool would that be if that was a video game? That's the thumbnail, everybody, for the stream. But I hope you guys have a good one. Yeah, it's been weird to do for sure. It's actually been very challenging to do. But what's actually weird is it kind of all started kind of meshing together, right? Because, you know, I used to, like, even if you go on my Instagram and stuff, I used to just draw characters. No verses, none of this. No even cross. Well, actually, I have put crosses in some pieces, but there was a long time where I just draw the characters, you know, just a fantasy character. And then I got really burnt out because I was like, oh, well, I'm just drawing a knight. I'm just drawing a mage. I'm just drawing a rogue or something like that, right? But then what really got me back into drawing, I was like, I can put if I learn how to draw bikes, I can somehow promote the bike industry, right? And that's what really got me. And then I was like, okay, I can try and promote the bike industry. I could try and promote God. I can try and it just all meshes into one, you know? It's really cool. Yeah, I'm ending. I try and end before 6. That's kind of my my go-to. This drawing actually I think took 3 hours, which is kind of ridiculous, but close to 3 hours, maybe 2 hours and a half. But yeah, we out of here, everybody. We out of here, Jim. Hope you have a good one. Christian biking booster. I know it's pretty cringy, huh? But I think something like that, right? The other thing I like about so here's the other thing that I like about God's Word is that you can essentially, I don't know if it, this is what I've been doing kind of. Sometimes I don't even know, because it's not like I like go into these drawings, I'm like, okay, well I guess I kind of knew I was going to do an Armor of God one. But you can also just add a verse in pretty quickly, like even say, like I drew a random character, right? I could just draw this little floating Bible thing right here. Is something I add into so many pieces. It's because it's just really fast. You can just add it in, and you can just add in like Luke 8:11. But the parable is this: the seed is the word of God, or something like that. We out of here, everybody. Thanks, Jim, for tuning in, man. I appreciate it. Have a good one, man. Blessings to you, Jim. Keep trying your best, man. If you have any questions, man, if I'm drawing, just feel free to ask, and I'll try and do my best to answer. Hopefully we could give more, hopefully I could, get more people to glorify the Lord. Farewell, Jim. Have a good one, man. Farewell, everybody.